Welcome everyone to the Nook. I'm your host Evan Teague. With me, like always, is a man who, despite dying in the previous episode, and just his contract was done, is still back for just one more. For now, Noah Bailey.
Hi.
Yes, that leads into the first topic: the fact that Tony Stark is apparently coming back to be in Black Widow.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's isn't it like a prequel?
it
how do they say how far back it goes?
it happens just after either just after, or just before Civil War.
Okay.
So, he, I it totally makes sense for Iron Man to be around at that time. But we already had Endgame, which was like his send off movie, and then Far From
Mm.
Home, which set in stone he is dead. Tony Stark is not coming back.
Hmm. Well, I mean, it's not he's coming back as in like, oh, he's like, back to life. It's like, it's just going back in time. It's not. I mean, yeah, it's kind of weird doing that right after we just solidified, had the whole montage and everything. But I
Mm-hmm.
mean, that's okay.
Yeah, that's kind of a problem I have with Black Widow being the first Phase 4 movie, period, because I'm super excited for her to finally have a movie, but her character's dead. And it's set well before Infinity War even happened.
Mm.
So I just don't know how invested I'm gonna be in the story of it. Like if this has come out well, like right before Infinity War, that would have been perfect.
Mm.
But now that Endgame already happened and like you're starting Phase 4 with a flashback is just gonna be a little weird.
Yeah, but yeah, it is kind of off. But I think there's gonna be some time. Well, I guess it's gonna be some time till this, so maybe we can have oh yeah, don't forget Tony. Like, yeah, Tony's dead, but if it's going back about Black Widow anyway, like I
Mm-hmm.
don't think that's gonna throw people off as much.
Yeah, I
Maybe
I
it'll just be
wonder
him and Vision.
I wonder if they'll do a thing where like they'll use unused footage or like unused recordings of Tony Stark that they made for previous movies but didn't make it into those movies, just kind of repurposing it for this thing.
Mm,
Because
potentially,
because
yeah.
Robert Downey Jr.'s contract ran out, so like it would be a
Mm.
little weird for them to bring him back just for one more movie and not just
I mean,
keep him around. Like that would just be a little weird.
yeah, but I mean, they could. Depends on how much of a capacity he's going to be used. If he's just in it for a little bit, like he makes a cameo near the
Mm-hmm.
end, like, oh yeah, look, but if he's like a main character or something, then yeah, that'd be kind of
Yeah,
off. I think it depends on how much they decide to use him.
I just hope it's not like an after credit scene thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like at the after credit scene of Black Widow and Iron Man just come back to life. They're back. Like that'd be a little cheap.
No, they wouldn't do that.
Hope not.
No, they after all of that, if they did that, everyone would be like, this is stupid. Like
Mm-hmm.
I would even be like, that's stupid. Like no.
Yeah, yeah. But like, if is it just gonna be Iron Man? Is Captain America also gonna show up in some form of this movie? Because if I'm pretty sure it's
Maybe.
after Civil War. Like
Probably not.
Black Widow and Captain America, like them and Falcon were like traveling around the world as fugitives for like 2 or 3 years between
Mm-hmm.
Civil War and Infinity War, just kind of kicking about around the
Mm-hmm.
planet. Like it would be weird for Black Widow to be set in that universe after Civil War, but not have Captain America in it, but have Iron Man. That would I don't know.
Yeah, that would be after she was with them,
Mm,
like when they showed up in Infinity War. So like, I
yeah,
guess they're still in contact. I don't know. Maybe she's kind of like just in between both sides. I don't know. Or it probably is gonna be like Iron Man just kind of shows up.
Mm-hmm.
and like, oh hey, it kind of sees them in passing kind of thing. I don't think it's going to be like a very prominent like role. I think it's going to be mostly just Nat and Clint.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I'm excited for Black Widow. I'm excited just to see more Robert Downey Jr. being Tony Stark. But
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know how to feel about this movie coming out in this era, in this after Endgame, after Far From Home era. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We'll see how it turns
I
out.
don't know. It's still early. We haven't seen anything really yet. So I mean,
Mm-hmm.
how they set it up is going to be important.
Yeah. Um, so yeah, now move on to a little game called "It Made How Much." So
I like the
you
title.
are going to have two guesses to guess generally how much each MCU movie made. And if you
Okay.
need
Now,
any context to like
okay.
when this movie came out, what came out around it at the same time, I'll give that to you. But
Hmm.
yeah,
Okay. Now, when you say Jenner, do I have to be like within like 100,000, or like is there like
like
a buffer? Like how?
if you like, let's just say a movie made 600 million, 800. If your first guess was
Hmm.
600 million, I'll say correct, but then give you a second guess if you want to like be more exact.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. If you want to be okay. Okay. So within 100 million, I
Yes.
guess.
And these will uh I'll be listing them off in chronological order from like when they were released. So starting with Iron Man,
Oh
ending with
man.
Far From Home.
Oh my gosh. This is not gonna go well. I don't because I don't remember because I didn't like start watching them in the theater and like keeping up with them until like the Avengers movie came out.
Yeah, the
So
only ones
like yeah.
I saw Avengers in theaters. I saw Age of Ultron in theaters, and then I believe everyone since then I've seen in theaters,
Hmm.
except for Doctor Strange. I somehow missed
Yeah,
Doctor
since
Strange, but all of them outside of that.
I think Ant-Man after Avengers after since like Ant-Man, I think I watched them all.
Hmm.
Cause yeah, cause I don't remember seeing. Yeah, cause like the first time I saw Winter Soldier was not in theaters. I
Yeah.
saw that like on DVD. And I was like,
Mhm.
yo, this thing was great. I was like, yo, this movie was great. Why is everyone talking about this? Like,
This MCU thing is
oh,
great. More people should
yeah,
get
yeah, isn't it? Because I thought it was because like it was on its own. I was just like, dude, this was awesome. It's so freaking crazy. You just threw that guy out of a car on the interstate. That was so rude of him.
He doesn't even have
Wait, I
powers. How did
remember
he
seeing
survive
that.
that?
Yeah, oh, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, well, I know they all were invulnerable. Like, ooh.
Okay. Now,
All right, game on.
start with the one that started it all, Iron Man.
I I don't think it.
No, in 2008.
2000, right? That was a while. That was so long ago. Dang, these movies are old.
Mm-hmm.
Um, was it like 800 million? No, probably not even close.
Lower.
I have no idea.
Lower.
Lower?
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, I know it wasn't like big.
It was big, but
Say
not
like,
like the biggest thing. It was big enough to start a franchise, but
right,
not like spectacular.
right. It wasn't like a out of the park. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
like 500.
585. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I was like
Which, like,
550.
especially
Yeah,
in
I
an
don't know
era
what.
where The Dark Knight, which I think came out like a month or two after this,
Yeah,
the Dark Knight trilogy was really the only movies in the superhero genre that were taken seriously at this point. Like the X Men movies were fine, but they weren't like good. Like X2 is fine, but
right.
it's not like fantastic. And Spider Man 2 was great, but then Spider Man 3 came out a year before Iron Man and
Yeah, the year
sucked.
before, and
So
that was like it
same with
was.
X3 actually. So like
Yeah,
even the series that had goodwill just kind of didn't they lost it with their third movie.
hmm,
So, because even considering all that, Iron Man getting 585 is not bad.
it's not bad. Yeah,
No.
and I mean, it led to bigger and better things,
Mm-hmm.
obviously. So there we
Well, not
go.
immediately after, because Incredible Hulk is next.
Well, eventually, eventually. Yeah, I don't know about that one. That one, I don't think that would be a lot of money. Which one? You said
You have a
Hulk,
guess?
right?
Yeah, Incredible Hulk. Which one?
Like
How
like
much did it make?
300. It's like three. It's like
Lower.
300 million.
Lower.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh, like 180.
263, which is
260.
not
Okay,
good
okay.
at all. On a
No, that's rough.
150 million budget, like ideally you want to double
Yeah,
that
I
to
mean,
break even. No.
yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not great. Just the other he said lower, I was like, bruh.
And also, the
No, it's too much.
stupidest thing about this movie existing is that it also came out in 2008. Iron Man came out in May 3rd or 4th of that year. Incredible Hulk came out that June, not even a month later.
Mm-hmm.
So not only, you know, is Incredible Hulk, it doesn't even have like the goodwill of the start of the MCU to really get going. Like it didn't come out a year later. It's like, oh yeah, Iron Man was good. Let's see what Hulk does next. Iron Man was still in theaters. Also, Incredible Hulk also had to compete with both Iron Man and Dark Knight, which came out a month later. So it just did not. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know what Universal was thinking releasing it
Didn't
then,
do.
because Universal was the one who
I
basically
mean,
made the movie. They had the
right.
entirety of the marketing and production rights. They just released it at the worst possible time.
Yeah. Especially how well Dark Knight did and all this stuff. So like, I mean, that's one thing, like when we talked about that plenty of time before. Like when you release a movie, that
Mhm.
really, I mean, that's gonna dictate success. You put it
Yeah,
next to something else that you know is gonna be better. Like, don't do that.
but like, it's not like it's Fox releasing an X-Men movie a month after Iron Man or Sony releasing a Spider-Man movie. It's Marvel releasing a Marvel movie. Like Universal had the contract for, you can be a part of this universe if this movie does well, and it just wasn't. They chose to
Mm-hmm.
release it so close to the other one.
They're just like, yeah, that won't affect it at all. I guess they were maybe hoping it would be helpful because, like, oh, Iron Man did good, maybe this one will get. And then it's like,
No, it
um,
doesn't work that way.
oh.
Especially like I do remember back in 2008 like seeing commercials for the Incredible Hulk and being confused because the 2003 Hulk movie
Mhm.
in my mind at that time had only come out like a year ago. Like I remembered a Hulk movie
Right?
coming out recently. I played the Xbox game of it. Like this movie was recent. I was like, there's another one already. Like I don't care. I don't want to see
Yeah, I
that.
thought it was a sequel for the longest time.
Yeah.
I was like, didn't we already do this?
No, it's not a sequel. It's just worse. Somehow worse.
It's not saying a lot, but yeah.
Like at least the
Actually,
Eric Brano one like had a style to it that made it feel more like a comic book, like literal comic book.
hmm
So it was bad, but like it at least had its own unique style to it. Incredible Hulk was just garbage. Okay, next, Iron Man 2. Sticking with the garbage.
Okay. All right. People probably wanted to see it because they thought it was going to be like Iron Man 1, but then they
Mhm.
realized it's not as good as Iron Man 1. So it probably went down a couple. So I will say 400.
Actually went up.
What?
It went
More than
up.
Iron Man 1?
Yeah.
Really?
Mhm.
So like 600, 700?
623. Yeah.
Really? It went
Yeah.
up from Iron Man. Yeah, because Iron Man 2 was not.
I
Hmm.
guess I
Well,
I there was a year break between Incredible Hulk and Iron Man 2. This came out in
hmm
2010. So I guess like also Dark Knight came out between there, so all the bad will that Incredible Hulk had, I guess well, X-Men Origins Wolverine also happened between there. We're not gonna talk about that. Dark Knight made like superhero movies cool again. And also
hmm
Avatar came out, which like kind of revolutionized just the way
Oh,
they market
yeah.
they market movies.
Movies in
So this
general.
movie probably had a bigger like marketing budget, just a bigger of like way
Yeah.
they pushed it. So
Just
yeah,
people
it's kind
generally
of
want movies
yeah
more. Yeah.
yeah, but still it wasn't good enough for people to repeat see. It only made 623.
hmm Yeah.
Yeah, which is fair. Deserved less, but like it
But
didn't definitely didn't need more than
it
that.
made best use of the opportunity it was given.
Yeah. Next up, Thor.
Thor. Yeah. Thor is like.
This movie universe did not start off great. It did not
I
start off.
mean, they were trying. They had to get it off the ground, and the first few steps are a little wobbly, but
Yeah.
eventually you
Mm.
gotta put it all together.
Anyway, how much did it make?
Everything that happened, because everything that happened in the Thor movie is super still relevant, right?
Yep.
All those characters we
It was
don't
that first.
remember.
I mean, Alan Portman's coming back for Thor 4.
Yeah, that's true. But like, I remember all of Thor's friends. I really forgot all their
Nope.
names.
Jane
Yeah.
Foster. I don't remember the scientist or Jane Foster's
No,
friend who's
I
also
remember.
there. I hate
Yeah,
her.
yeah. Jane Foster's friend who plays on something else, and I was like, oh, I've seen that chick before. But I couldn't remember what it was. Okay, so Thor made probably like what 500 even,
A little lower.
a little lower, like so like 470,
449.
449. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, it wasn't really.
that's about right.
You know, people were like, oh, Natalie Portman, oh, Chris Hemsworth, and then it's like, oh,
Like the two most attractive actors at the time. Yeah, sure, I'll watch a
right.
movie. And just like, it was not. They did not save that.
They did not. I mean, they can only do so much.
The trailers literally showed all the coolest moments.
Yeah,
Because
that's
the rest of the
rough.
movie just Thor just walking around the desert, just doing
Yeah,
nothing.
like Thor didn't have his powers for like the entire movie. He's just like maybe if like Thor, like the first movie Thor would have had all the stuff, and then the second movie you see him lose everything, maybe that would have had more
Yeah.
weight to it. But it's kind of like, okay, I don't know what this guy can do yet. Why should I care?
Like we saw him do stuff at the very beginning when he fight the
Right.
frost giants, but then an hour and a half went by before he did anything else.
Yeah.
I didn't care at that point. So yeah, it was just so boring. People just did not want to go see it again. So
Yeah. Same.
yeah, Captain America: The First Avenger.
Avenger. That one, out of all the Captain America movies, that one did the worst, but it wasn't a bad movie. Like 600,
Lower,
650.
lower.
Lower? Oh, that should have done better. I feel bad.
Yeah,
Is it less than 500?
it's the second worst at
What?
where is it? 370.
What? Oh, that's not fair.
I know. I guess
He
it's just
deserves better.
like I don't know when it came out in 2011. Dark Knight
Yeah.
Rises. No, that year. I think that was
I
Dark
would
Knight
put it
Rises this
12.
year. I guess it
I
just kind
think.
of I don't know.
Not that movie.
World War II stories and movies had just kind of been done to death by that point, and also Captain America. He wasn't. He was never the most popular Avenger up until very recently. Like once Winter Soldier hit, he became just like second, if not
Mhm.
the most popular Marvel hero. But like
Right.
I like even as a fanboy child that I was, I always thought of him just as a lamer Batman with a shield. And I'm feeling like a lot of people kind of thought that, and it probably also didn't help the fact that Iron Man 2 and Thor were not great, so they just kind of weren't super
Right.
hot on Marvel. So probably just all that together just kind of made 370. Yeah, and actually,
Yeah.
fun fact, my seventh, he's either seventh or eighth grade. Like every year in middle school, we had like this big Christmas party where the classes split off into two different rooms, and each room was showing a movie, and like you had
Hmm.
popcorn and pizza and stuff for that.
Oh, nice.
Um, the two movies that year were Captain America: First Avenger or
Hmm.
Avatar.
Of course.
And being the fanboy that I was like, no, I'm not watching Captain America. I don't. That's gonna be bad. So I was like, I'd rather watch this movie that everyone says is good, Avatar, and it wasn't. I got very bored,
Mm.
very bored watching that.
Very quickly, yeah.
It was like maybe I've seen like the majority of the first Avenger like in like bits and pieces. Like
Hmm.
I think I've seen all of it, but like not all at once. And like it's
Hmm.
definitely a more enjoyable movie. I don't know if my like 13 or 12 or 13-year-old brain would have liked it, but it's better than Avatar.
Yeah.
Now, the first Avengers movie.
Okay, this movie I remember this movie made a lot of money, especially at the time. This movie made
Mm,
like I know it was more than a bill. It was like one. I remember it was like 1.6 billion or something like that.
a little lower.
It was like 1.5.
1.51.
Okay, yeah,
1.519.
yeah, because I remember at the time that they were like, yo, this movie made a
Yeah.
buttload of money.
Yeah. And considering, like, I just want to run down all the movies that came before it: 585, 263, 623,
Mhm.
449, 370, 1.5.
My God.
1.5
Outlier.
billion.
Yeah.
Like, how did this happen?
I mean, this was the first time, like, genuinely ever that you had like a superhero, like live action superhero team up, and like
Mhm.
and like in their own established universe, and like you had like so like it was interesting to see how they would react together because like I think knowing that Tony Stark was going to be Iron Man, like out of all the characters, his was the most enjoyable just watching the
Mm,
character. So I think just seeing his personality balance with these other
yeah.
personalities, a lot of people bought
And
into.
just like you, if you did see each individual movie, you know, hey, these Marvel heroes, that they're something special. Like, each of them are pretty strong in their own right. So then when you have Iron Man versus Thor in the forest, where like one's a god and one is like a man essentially trying to be god in a suit of armor, like that was just very interesting seeing the personalities clash. And then like when Captain America came in to intervene, just like that being a first introduction to all three of them together, like that was, oh, like that just, it works so well. And then of course the very end with the fight in New York, that was just a victory lap of like, this is just,
Mhm.
it's just awesome. Just like no no other studio before or since, I honestly don't think, has ever, nor will they ever be able to really capture this, just how well Marvel set up this universe. Like, Kevin Feige was just, he took these movies that didn't do super well, gave it to Joss Whedon. It was like, make a banger, and he made a banger.
Yeah, you got it.
Like X-Men, that's, they are, like, each individual movie is like a ensemble cast, but it mostly focuses on Wolverine, which I feel was like, Hugh Jackman is great as Wolverine, but like
Yeah,
the movie's called X-Men, not Wolverine and his buddies.
yeah,
It says this movie focused pretty much evenly on all six Avengers. Well, the main three, and then Hulk got like but more than the other two. But, like, pretty
yeah.
evenly relative to
Shoot,
other
yeah.
ensemble cast to all six. It it just worked way better than any other ensemble cast before or any cinematic universe since, especially Justice League. Like, people try to say that Justice League didn't rush it, and it was five movies for MCU and it's five movies for the DCU. It's the same. No, not.
But like, they're
It's
not.
not.
It's not like most of the characters didn't get their own
When the
movie,
second movie is Batman and Superman in the same movie, when neither of them are set up, and also Wonder Woman is there for some
right?
reason, like, no, stop. It doesn't work.
Yeah, they had
And then you waste one movie on
new
Suicide
characters
Squad, which
together.
has nothing
Hopefully,
to do with the
but
rest of the universe. Just stop. It's not. It's
this
not the
is all.
same.
Yeah.
Okay. So after the just explosion that was the Avengers, how much did Iron Man 3 make?
Oh, but still, that one made a billion.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember, because I remember ranting about it. So like that movie was not like it was good, but it wasn't worth $1 billion. But yeah, it made like was it 1.1,
1.2.
1.2?
It
Yeah.
made Iron Man 3, which, like, it's the, I personally, like, I know in our Marvel, like, rankings list we made a year ago, like, I put
Mhm.
Iron Man, the first Iron Man, at number 10, I think. After watching all three again, I think Iron Man 3 might actually be my favorite. I don't know if it's the best, but
Mhm.
just like the way, like, Tony Stark, like, just like how you see him as Tony Stark, like, dealing with the fact that he is mortal, and like just kind of the way the story is set up. I just feel the villain, of course, isn't great, but no Iron Man villain is, so it's whatever.
This is
Yeah,
true.
I felt like it was kind of the most enjoyable of the three. This movie made double what Man of Steel did the same year. Which Man of Steel is not good either, but that's a Superman movie.
Yeah, true.
Superman
But they,
didn't make as
yeah,
much as
well,
Iron Man 3. Like, how?
yeah, they knew because like how good Avengers was, and like, oh man, Tony Stark, what is gonna happen after Avengers? What's going on?
Mm,
Yeah, maybe there'll be other Avengers and Iron Man. And it just and like no, there wasn't, but like it was still like a decent movie, and everyone loved
yeah.
it. You know,
I don't love the fact that at the very end he seemingly gives up
blows
playing
up.
Iron
Yeah,
Man.
and then the literal next time we see
He's
him,
just Iron Man. Like they didn't
they didn't
try,
acknowledge that.
they
Yeah,
didn't
that was
try
my
to
biggest.
explain that.
Yeah, that was my biggest thing with Iron Man because like at the end I was like, he's not gonna do that. Like no, they're not gonna. That's not gonna work. And then you look at Ultron, like, oh, okay, good, glad we got that figured out because that was
he's
dumb.
just he's and also like I love Age of Ultron, but just the character development that Tony Stark had in Iron Man 3 was completely ignored in Age of Ultron.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like his first two Avengers appearances are a completely different character from his Iron Man appearances. And then every
Yeah,
movie after that is completely different from those two, which is
that's
okay.
true.
Whatever.
Which, yeah, I guess that works. But I guess I feel like for the Avengers movies, they kind of just want him to be like, okay, you're the rich narcissistic douchebag character, go,
Yeah.
and like, which works well because it bounces off the other characters well. But I guess
Mm,
it kind of beats out kind of the fluidity of all the movies
yeah.
to that point.
Yeah, and that's also kind of a symptom of him having four different directors throughout his
Mm-hmm.
career. I think yeah, the first two were by I don't remember his name. Lion King guy, Jungle Book, Mandalorian,
Oh,
Happy.
oh,
Ah,
oh, gosh.
John Favreau.
Yeah.
John Favreau. Yeah,
You're just like,
it's right there. It's right there. Like that was literally me trying to like pull it towards me. Like it was John Favreau. John Favreau, and then the third one was someone else, and then of course Joss Whedon did the two Avengers, and then
Mhm.
Russo brothers did every one after that. And so yeah, like his personality was clearly influenced by the director, and I think that was kind of apparent in just how Age of Ultron handled the switch not super well, but oh well. Thor: The Dark World.
Okay, I feel like this is the lowest one. At
Is
least
it
it
the
should
lowest?
be.
No, it's not the lowest of the Thor. It's the second lowest.
Okay. Oh my gosh. It's like this is like what, like 400 million?
I mean, Thor was 449, so keep that number in mind.
Oh, so okay, so it's like so like five something.
It was 644.
Really? 6 what?
Yeah, more than the first two Iron Man movies.
Yeah.
Don't like that. don't
It's
like
like
that.
you. I'm like, why would you do that? You don't want to see that movie.
And like, the Avengers didn't even do a great job of making me like Thor. Like he was
Hmm.
enjoyable enough, but he wasn't like I want to see a movie of him.
Right.
Like it did
Kind of
with
like
Iron Man. Like that's why Iron Man 3 did so well because you loved him in Avengers. If you had to make one main character for Avengers, it would be Iron Man. So like that
mhm.
fled straight into Iron Man 3. Thor, I did not care for when he was on screen ever.
Right?
Like he was fine, but like he was my least favorite of the main six, and it did not help the fact that Dark World honestly might be like the top tier when it comes to most boring movies I've ever seen. Like maybe top five most boring movies I've ever watched.
Rough. That's supposed to be an action movie, I guess, but I mean, it doesn't
But
deliver
it's
by
it's
any
the
means.
exact same thing with Thor 1 where it started out like the first opening scene is him beating up some rock creatures and then an hour and a half goes by before anything happens.
Except this time it's worse.
And also like Malekith, really? That's the
Mhm.
villain? Malekith?
That
This
name,
dark elf
though.
who I don't know if it was just the stream that I watched it or like or whenever it's on TV it doesn't have subtitles, but like when every single time I've seen this movie, once I pirated it, twice it was on FX. Whenever Malekith is speaking, or whenever any dark elf is speaking, it doesn't have what they are. translated on the bottom of the screen. It doesn't have subtitles.
Yeah,
Like, is are you supposed to? Are we supposed to care about what this guy is saying? Because I can't.
probably
I
not.
don't
I
know what
mean,
he's.
it doesn't really matter, but I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that just not only was Thor unlikable, now the Foreman was likable, her friend was unlikable, the scientist was unlikable, the villain sucked. Like just the finale was like could have been interesting, them jumping through different dimensions, like fighting all over. Like,
Mhm.
that could have been cool, but just
Was
wasn't.
not.
That movie only exists like, and you can't even really tell people, hey, if which Marvel movies should I watch to get ready for Infinity War. You can't tell them, hey, don't watch Thor: The Dark World because the Reality Stone is in there. So
You can just tell them that, and it's fine. That's what I did. My friend, we made a whole list. I was like, all you need to know is one of the Infinity Stones pops up near the end. That's it.
yeah, that's it.
Like that's
And
pretty much all you need.
they even kind of reference that in game where like that's the eighth. There are like a lot of weird stuff happened to get that. We don't need to get into that right now. Like, it's
Yeah,
kind of move on. I
that's
love
what I'm saying.
that.
Like, like I mean, really, that's all you really need to know. Like, we don't have to go through that whole movie. You just need to,
Mm,
oh, okay, this will be important later, but
yeah,
not now.
which I've never really like until just now appreciated like just how well Endgame did at like a very brief yet concise summary of all the previous
Hmm.
movies, like just going over like where each Infinity Stone is, like very handily,
Right.
uh, kind of set out like here's a basic summary of the entire universe so far. Go.
Yeah.
Then the
Like,
rest of the movie is
okay,
just them going to the different universe, and
right. It's
it's
like
great.
New York with all these guys, but also Doctor Strange, and then Asgard, and then the Guardians were here, so you need that, and yeah, and also remember the last movie, you had to get that one, so go.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty easy.
Yeah. Uh, Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
This one, I feel like this didn't make as much as it should have, but I feel
Yeah,
like it was like 800, 900.
a little lower.
Oh my God, you monsters. Ah,
Yeah,
7?
714.
Disrespectful.
I know. It's like the third best one, if not the best. Like
I feel
it is
like
top tier.
as far as non like Avenger movies, like that's like it's like right up there.
Yeah,
Like
like
that and like Thor Ragnarok are like the best non-Avenger movies like
which were
in
kind of Civil War
general.
with as an Avenger. Yeah,
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 yeah, yeah. No, Civil War counts when I say
yeah,
non-Avengers movie. I can, yeah.
yeah. It's the best one. Like
So good. And it's
even if you didn't love Captain America in the Avengers, you love him now.
right? He's
Falcon is a
no,
Falcon is great. Black Widow is great. I don't love her hair in that movie, but like regardless, she's a great character. Um,
I was gonna see it again, but I just can't get over now. I can't get over I won't say Natalie Portman, but
uh,
Natasha Romanoff's hair.
yeah, it's like I
God, it's
get every
fantastic.
movie she has a different hairstyle, but it just straight just doesn't work for Scarlett
I
Johansson.
mean,
It just
yeah,
really doesn't.
it's weird. I don't, well, that's how I feel about Infinity War. We're just like the short blonde. I'm just like, why?
Yeah.
Like I'm so used to red. Like I
Mm,
don't know, but then
yeah.
it comes back kind of.
But yeah, like this only like it's weird that word of mouth didn't push this movie over at least 800.
Mhm.
I mean, this was 2014 where like outside of Avengers, movies didn't really make, you know, like boatloads of money like they do now. So I kind of maybe at that point, unless you're an outlier like Avengers or Iron Man, you just kind of don't make much more than
Yeah,
that. But
and people were probably expecting like since the first one didn't do that great, and then like we just saw Thor 2, so
yeah,
like they were like, oh, I don't want to see another. Even
mm,
though this one's like, oh, this is actually amazing, but
yeah,
it's fine.
yeah. And next, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay. This one I think did pretty well because I remember everyone was like, "Oh, this is such a fun idea. These characters," but then a lot of people didn't know the name, so it probably didn't get them. So like
Mm.
700, that's it. There's more.
It is 700. Do you want to
Okay.
get closer?
Let's go 740.
773.
Okay. Okay.
So still
Yeah.
more than Captain America: Winter Soldier for some reason.
Right. Yeah, which I mean, like, and
It's
like
good
Guardians
because it's
isn't bad.
funny. Like, and the soundtrack is good. Like,
The
yeah, I
soundtrack is
guess,
good.
but it's not. I mean, it's fine, but it's not like the. There are some people who legitimately believe Guardians of the Galaxy is the best Marvel movie. When like
Yeah, that's not true.
it's good, but in my opinion, it's not even better than the sequel. I've watched them
Yeah, I
back to
mean, you
back
can.
recently.
Yeah,
Like Guardians 2, I think has a better story. Not the soundtrack isn't as good, but that's not fair because the first one's got here. I think the jokes
that's
are
true.
funnier. I think the characters actually like work as a team better. The side characters are better. Like
Yeah,
I just think it's overall a little like just
I
a little
think
better.
yeah, Mantis and then Baby Groot's really a good touch. Because
Yeah.
like adult Groot, I kind of rewatched it and like I don't really like adult Groot.
No, not
Like I
really.
like I like Baby Groot and I like Teenage Groot later, but like
Mm-hmm.
adult Groot's kind of boring.
Yeah. And
Like I just,
also like the the God tier soundtrack that is in the first one, it I feel the second one uses the soundtrack better to its advantage, where like the songs actually mean something in the scenes they're using them.
mm,
Whereas in Guardians, it's just like pop song after pop song that's popular but doesn't really fit the scene or really
right.
like mean anything to the characters.
Kind of just play it just to play it. Yeah,
Yeah, which like
that's
can work in
fair.
movies like Deadpool 2, which just had every single '80s song ever, and I love it.
That's
And like almost
crazy.
kind of felt like that was a parody of Guardians,
Mm,
but like I don't know. Like I'll still rewatch Guardians 1, but like I wouldn't prefer it over most other Marvel movies. Yeah.
fair enough.
Also, I kind of feel like Guardians 1 and Winter Soldier maybe should have been switched in their release date because the after credit scene of Thor 2 is them taking the ether to the Collector,
Hmm.
who shows up in Guardians. But the after credit scene of Winter Soldier, which comes in between those, shows Hydra having the staff and creating Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, which show up in Age of Ultron. So like,
Right.
it just if you had just switched those two, it would have flowed much better.
Yeah, smoother.
And
But
especially since Thanos didn't show up outside of the after credit scene of Age of Ultron,
mhm.
like having Thanos in Guardians doesn't mean anything for Age of Ultron. Outside of the after credit scene, which didn't mean anything for that movie. So
Right. But again, they're not. I guess they're not trying to like make after credit scenes like directly because a lot of times when they have after credits, they don't relate to the next direct movie. It's kind of like just hold on to this for
I know,
later.
but like considering they came like in such a close cluster where this after credit scene directly led into the next one, just kind
Yeah.
of if those two had switched.
Yeah.
Also, I feel if they had switched, Guardians would have still been fine, but then Winter
Yeah.
Soldier might have done better.
That's true. Yeah, but hindsight, I don't
Yeah,
know. Maybe. Eh.
probably just by just looking at a list. Like you can't like at the time you probably can't really predict these things, but like yeah,
Right.
looking at a list of them all, maybe you could have done a little better here and there, but whatever. Age of Ultron.
Okay, that's another Avengers movie, so at least a billion.
Mm-hmm.
Not as good as the first one, though. I don't think so. Probably like what is it? 1.3 probably.
1.4.
1.4. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, because I knew the first one made more, but not by
yeah,
a
just
lot.
barely, but still.
Yeah, yeah. Which is, I mean, which yeah, the first one still was better, but this one had
Better. Yes, I don't know. I have mixed feelings. Like some days I think Avengers 1 is better. Some days I think Age of Ultron is better, or at least more enjoyable. The Avengers 1 is
hmm
more cohesive, but
hmm
Avengers 2 I feel like with this is the characters have known each other for so long now. They you know there's they're a more cohesive team. The new characters introduced, I like Scarlet
yeah,
Witch, Quicksilver, Vision, etc. But like all the stuff with Thor and like that weird vision, which doesn't ever mean anything ever in the
yeah,
MCU.
yeah.
It's just, oh, here's what the Infinity Stones are. Also, also Ragnarok might happen, even though like that vision didn't really tie into Thor Ragnarok. So that was just a lot of
It was before they were ready. They were just throwing. They were just
yeah,
trying.
and also like it is a little annoying that after that in Civil War the fact that Tony went above the team to make Ultron wasn't
Mhm.
really brought up again. It was the fact that the thing in Sokovia happened, and like,
Mhm.
which is a big deal, but the fact that Tony tried to make an arm around the world wasn't a cause for the split. That was not only that wasn't brought up again until in the game. So
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
yeah, I don't know. Like, I love Age of Ultron, but it definitely has some problems. Oh, but of course, the
Yeah.
Hulk versus Hulkbuster fight might be my favorite fight sequence in the entire MCU. It is just amazing.
Cause you knew it was coming. You just knew.
Mm-hmm.
It was very, it was
Yeah.
exciting too. Cause I remember thinking, I was like, oh, he's gonna do it. Oh, he's gonna do it. And I was like, "Bruh." I was just like, go to sleep, go to sleep. Just,
Mm-hmm. Go sleep, go sleep, go sleep.
go to sleep. I'm like,
And just like Hulk, just like climbing up a building while he's pushing
yes.
Hulkbuster up. It's just
He just ripping it apart. And he's like quickly trying to make more suit
no,
delay.
no.
Oh god. I just got this. Hang on. Give me a second. Or like, oh my god. Or like, I really like the dinner party scene where like everyone's talking.
Oh yeah.
Everybody, oh yeah, let's do it. And then like, I love Rhodey when he's like, yeah, boom, you looking for this? Look, no one says
Mm,
anything. And he's like, oh, that's the whole story.
yeah. Like the after party might
Yeah,
honestly be
yeah.
like the best scene in all of the MCU. Like
It's
it
so,
showcases every single character's quirks and personality, and like in a very concise
mhm.
manner. Like, you know, Tony like being so arrogant, it's like, yeah, I can lift it. No, even Rhodey's help can't lift it. Uh,
Yeah.
Hawkeye being like, oh, I've seen this done before. Winks at Hulk because he was there when. Or sorry, he winks at Thor because he was there when Thor tried to lift it and Thor won. And
Mhm.
then like Hulk like kind of jokingly like looking at the Hulk out.
Yeah.
And then like Rhea Hill
Ah.
looking scared because she hadn't seen Hulk before, and then like Captain America like almost lifted, but then like, no, I'm gonna let Thor be the. I'm not gonna hurt his ego. It's fine.
Darling, oh.
Like
He's like,
he probably could have lifted it there. He didn't want to hurt Thor's ego. I get it.
yeah, but yeah, it was funny because it was kind of like I remember he's like, so if I lift this, I will ask for it. Oh yeah, of course, yeah, obviously, yeah, yeah. Like I just love like at that point they're so like they've bonded together just as people really well. And I think that's really where like Marvel movies really started getting good at
Oh
that.
yeah.
Like one of the reasons like the collaboration movies work so well, it's not just because of oh look at this team up superhero move. It's like the characters work, their personalities are great together.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so like when you see later like Doctor Strange and Thor banter, or like you know just characters in general just talking from different worlds, it's just really
Yeah.
entertaining.
Ant-Man.
Okay, not as much. Good, but very underrated. I remember that.
Yeah.
So like 700 because it's right after Avengers. So probably I
Lower.
don't know. Lower. Dang
Yeah.
it, Ant Man. Yeah, because I remember everyone like Ant Man. What's he gonna do? That's stupid. I was like, it
I
could be
was
cool. And then
confused. Like it made 519. I'm not gonna string you along. It made
okay.
519. It kind of honestly like in a way it kind of deserved that because in the grand scheme of things, I'm no comics purist, but like Ant Man should have been in Age of Ultron. Like Hank Pym is what helped create Ultron. Like it was, but like it wouldn't annoy me as much if Ant Man wasn't the very next movie after Ultron. Like you should have been there before
Where were
that.
you at?
And also the fact that Ant Man, like the reason the reason Iron Man 3 did so well is because Iron Man was the focal point of Avengers,
Right.
so his movie was next. Whereas
Right.
Age of Ultron, if Civil War was next, when Captain America was arguably like a center point of Age of Ultron, if that was next, then it probably would have done even better.
Anyway. Yeah.
But Ant Man wasn't even hinted at in Age of Ultron.
And then he just kind of shows up.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, if he had have made it like even like a cameo or something, like he would
yeah.
this movie would have gone
Or
a
they're
lot
like
better.
They like mentioned Hank Pym, like Hank Pym tried this a year ago or whatever,
Hmm.
and it failed. And Tony Stark is like, we're smarter than him. We can do this. Like something simple like that because Hank Pym used to work at Stark Industries, so
Right.
Tony should know who he is.
Right. Because they even go back to that in the end game. Like,
Yeah,
you see like the old helmet and stuff.
but whatever. Also, the fact that like the finale of that is just another mono e mono, similar suit fight,
The,
like similar
the
power
very
fight.
Iron Man,
Yeah,
every Iron Man movie
every Iron
ever,
Man, like it
except the
just
third one, kind of, except when Pepper gets power somehow, but it's not really
yeah,
explained.
every Iron Man fight, Incredible Hulk. Uh, I mean,
Yeah,
Winter Soldier is more or less
kind
like,
of.
kind of like a deconstruction of that because it has a purpose for why he. Well,
Yeah,
but
but still the
still,
same concept.
yeah. So it in a way deserves to
Black
have.
Panther.
Like, yeah.
If we're just naming them off here. I mean,
So yeah. Next up, Civil War, Captain
okay, yeah,
America, Civil War. Keep that. The fact that it's called Captain America Civil War. Keep that in mind.
this is true. Okay, this one was great because, like, yeah, it was a Captain America movie, but it was a
It's an
movie,
Avengers
dude.
movie.
Like the fact that, like, go coming up into the movie, like, it was like, are you Team Iron Man, Team Cap, like, like,
It's called
and
Captain
we
America,
saw
so I'm gonna be on Captain America's side.
exactly right, and that you see the trailer, and then you got the Spider-Man tease, and everyone's like,
Mm-hmm.
oh my god,
It's like I
I
kind of wish
believe
that
it.
was like we all had knew if you had followed the news at all, you would known that Spider Man would be in this movie. But I kind of wish they
Right.
had not even like under ruse, like you see him like his hand like flip and catch Iron Man cut to or sorry like like stick Captain America's hands
Yeah,
together cut to black. That's the trailer. You don't show. I
that
feel
would
like
have
if
been
they hadn't shown Spider Man, it would have been like a better reveal in the movie itself. But whatever.
that would have been sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like everyone still like lost their mind. I
Yeah.
remember everyone still cheering when he
Oh
showed up. I was like, oh.
yeah.
Like we weren't total, like we didn't totally just
Yeah.
talk about it in the last scene. It's like,
Uh,
it's fine. Yeah, this
yeah.
was
How much did it make?
probably what are we like 1.6 billion?
No,
Probably
lower.
not that much
Lower.
lower, like 1.3.
1.153.
What?
Honestly, I firmly believe if this movie were called Avengers Civil War, it would make 2 billion easy.
You
But
think just because it's Captain America, they like
the
people just
name
assume?
people who just went to a theater because some people do this, they just go to a
Mm-hmm.
theater and they're like, I want to see a movie. Hey, look, Avengers. I know Avengers. I'm gonna go see an
Mm-hmm.
Avengers movie. Or I know Iron Man. So like the fact that the last two Captain America movies didn't do the best, even though Winter Soldier should have,
Yeah,
the
should have.
movies like Captain America, like I've heard of him before, but I don't need to see his movie. I'm gonna go see something else in 2016, which X-Men Apocalypse, 10 Cloverfield Lane, I guess. Yeah, I guess you had
Star
options.
Wars.
But no,
That's
that
15.
was December.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't really know what
Wait,
else was coming out around then,
no,
but
wait.
probably something to.
Hold on.
But
2016. We're missing something important.
yeah,
Let's see.
because
2016
obviously Batman v
movie.
Superman would have already been out of theaters at that point.
Yeah.
Which
Oh,
hilariously,
Deadpool. That's what I'm thinking of. That
oh
was what I was
Deadpool,
thinking of.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So I was like, there's something good that would happen in 2016.
that was
Yeah.
February. I think that was came out on Valentine's Day,
Yeah.
which is hilarious that BVS and Civil War were originally both gonna come out on May 6th, but
Yeah.
BVS was like,
Mm-hmm.
nah, nah,
Yeah. He's like, I
we
understand
don't.
that. Not that it's saved.
We'll give you that. Well, you need it more than us. Like no, DC, you don't get to do
I
that.
mean, look, man, they like stand down. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, I just remember my brother went to see it first. He saw like opening night at BBS, and he was just like, "Dude, that movie was so boring." And I was just
So,
like,
so,
"Really?" I mean, like didn't look great, but I was like, "Really boring?" Like that's not a
so
word I thought it would go
in
with.
that movie, so all the stupid Lois Lane subplot with the bullet and that senator and like her
Hmm.
doing investigative journalism, which doesn't lead to anything aside from, hey, Lex Luthor's a bad guy. Yeah, we know. Aside from that part, my brother went to the bat. Like he saw Lois Lane enter a scene and he was like, "I'm going to the bathroom." Okay, He came back. When he came back, it was the start of the car chase scene was about to start. He's like,
Hmm.
"What I miss? Nothing. You missed nothing."
Literally nothing. Like honestly, yeah, because like that's the thing about the movie. There's like honestly, there's like 45-minute intervals of just nothing going on. Like you have
In a
literally
two and a
Batman
half hour
and
movie, you can't do that. And then even when it does get to the good part, the Batman vs Superman part sucks.
this is true.
Like the first
Like
time you watch it, like you're kind of excited because like
it's something.
it's something, and like your brain like probably remembers it being cooler than it is. But then if you watch it again,
That.
which I almost guarantee the people who say the movie's a masterpiece haven't watched it a second time. It was like accepted as what it was. It was like that was a masterpiece because I like these characters, and then haven't seen it a second time. If they did, they probably wouldn't feel as good. But
Hmm.
we're talking about Marvel here. It's fine. But yeah, I almost guarantee if Civil War had been called Avengers, Civil War would have made at least 1.5 easy, if
Yeah,
not two.
probably. Yeah, because I mean that movie was really good, like really good. Had all the characters you want to see, like
Mhm.
and like yeah, the conflict was a lit, like like the whole premise of the conflict was a little,
It was lesser than
it
it
just
could have been given how they built
yeah,
it up in the previous two Avengers movies, but
right. But
it was
still, like
still
it was
enough. There
it
was
was
still enough
right.
there for the
It was
split.
enough to make it work, you
Yeah.
know. So
Uh,
like that's
yeah.
yeah. So, yeah, it was
Doctor
really
Strange.
okay. This
Which
one
actually,
I
fun
did
fact, Doctor Strange was the first Marvel movie, I believe, to have like the Marvel logo that we have now, like with all the different characters in it,
yeah,
and with yeah,
yeah. Yeah, because I think every character in it had been introduced at
mm,
some point by that.
yeah,
Because like I don't know, because
because Doctor
like Black,
Strange was the last one. Because every Black Panther shot was just from Civil
hmm
War, so Doctor
it's
Strange was the
from the
last one to
old
have.
right. It has like the old costume. You can like tell like
Mm,
yeah, because it has the scene where like Wanda does like that. I'm like
yeah,
yeah, that's right. Yeah,
so yeah, how much did
and
it make?
Spider Man's in the yeah, yeah, but yeah, probably not that much. 'Cause I remember I thought it was amazing because the visuals were great, but I
I
know
wish I'd
a lot
seen
of
it in
people
theaters. I
didn't.
so wish. It's like I've seen it on
It
like a
was so
bigger
good
screen, but
theater.
not like a theater screen. I just I wish I'd seen it in theaters so
It
well.
was like all the magics and stuff were just
Mm.
like I remember just looking at this movie just like it was like I was getting like Avatar flashbacks.
Yeah, like at the
But
time, I
in terms of the
remember
actual
like being like I don't know if I want to see this or Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, and then just kind of ended up not seeing either in theaters. It's like I can't choose, and then I just never chose. Fantastic Beasts is bad, by the way. Don't bother.
I wasn't planning on
Okay.
it.
So yeah, how much did Doctor Strange?
Okay, so what 800
Lower.
lower? Strange 600 or seven.
You want to
No
try to get
six
closer?
670
77. Yeah.
677. Dang.
Which
Okay,
that's fine, but like
that's
considering
fair.
outside of Ant Man, the previous couple had broken at least 700. It's a little weird, but still,
Yeah,
like
I
that's
think it's because no one knew who Doctor Strange was, and there wasn't really any like there was no like oh he cameoed in this. They didn't
mm,
like what's the word grandfather not grandfather like what's the word where like they like you see part of it's kind of like what they did with Black Panther and
sample.
Spider Man. Kind of yeah,
Yeah.
they didn't like sample. I guess that's a good word for it. They didn't kind of like sample and then go.
Mm,
They didn't. It was kind of just, oh, this is Doctor Strange. Go, which is a lesser known character
yeah.
generally. But, okay, and that's
Guardians
Spider Man, right? Oh, Guardians
Guardians of the
2.
Galaxy 2.
Okay, yeah, this one made more than the first one. I
It
remember
did.
that.
First one made
Yeah,
773.
right. So I know this one was. I remember hearing that. I was like, yeah, it's okay. Because I remember thinking the first one was still better, even though it made more money. So this was like 900.
863.
Okay, so kind of close.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, cause I was like, yeah, because I honestly think Baby Groot is the reason this made more money, like straight up.
Uh-huh.
Everyone was like, oh, look at Baby Groot, he's so cute, and everyone had like the little Baby Groot pop dolls, and like I had a
Yeah.
friend freshman year who had like a Baby Groot like thing in our car that would like do
Uh,
the dance, like the little sun dance thing. Yeah, like everyone was talking about
nice.
Baby Groot. And I was like,
And
bro,
also having Kurt Russell in it was like one of
this
my
is
favorite
true. This
actors.
is
That
true.
mm,
Yeah, it's solid going.
yeah.
Which,
Uh,
yeah, it was interesting. Yeah, like you knew he was gonna be the bad guy. That's how it was set up. It was like, well,
mhm.
someone has to be. And he's the only character that's not on the team. So,
Which
but
okay, so you want to know something interesting about this movie? So somehow, even though Marvel had the rights to Guardians of the Galaxy, Fox still had the rights for Ego. I don't know what
what?
they would do with Ego, just Ego.
Yeah,
But it was maybe in some future Fantastic Four movie or something. I don't know. They would have botched it, so good.
true.
So because I guess when Disney was making uh, Guardians 2, they're like, okay, we're gonna, the first one was about motherly love. This one will be about fatherly love. Okay, so
Hmm.
uh, Peter Cole's dad is Ego. Okay, so you don't have Ego. How'd this happen? So they went to Fox and was like, okay, Fox, we need this character. What do you want?
What do you want for him?
Negasonic Teenage Warhead. It's like, what? We want Negasonic Teenage Warhead for Deadpool. It's like,
You just stop. Wait, what did you call me?
I, we have that. We do. Why do we
You
have?
have to-
Okay.
wait, just that one? All right, sure,
Okay.
fine.
I guess you can have
You
this.
get your property. Go get that character. Okay.
So yeah, that just like nothing about that makes any sense at all.
No, I mean, but they used Megathon Teenage Warhead pretty well, in my opinion. Like, not that
Yeah.
they had to be that specific character by any means, but I think the name was just enough to fit with what Deadpool stands for.
Oh yeah. Yeah. After Guardians 2 was Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Hmm. Okay. Now this one, like first Spider-Man movie in the MCU, everybody was hype about it because everyone likes Spider-Man. I don't
Mm.
care. Like everybody likes Spider-Man. It was a solid movie. Probably made 1 billion. I'll say like right at 1 billion.
A little lower.
No, like 900.
880.
880?
Yeah.
Really? Mm.
Keep in mind that even though Marvel made the movie, Sony still had the production rights and advertising rights.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
because this is a Sony movie, they spoiled the entire movie in the trailer. Remember, pretty much the entirety of the final battle is just in the trailer.
Yeah, that is right.
So, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people saw the trailer and was like, I want to see this movie, but I feel like I've already seen it from the trailers.
I think I just saw this movie in 2 minutes.
Yeah. And Sony is so just they do this every single time.
I do. Like Venom?
Venom, yeah. The last shot, well, though, what should have been the last shot was there in the trailer. The every spoiler from both Amazing Spider-Man movies was there in the
Hmm.
trailer. Like you even saw in one trailer, you even saw Gwen Stacy falling. It's like we know what's gonna happen. Why show this?
Anyone who knows who Gwen Stacy even is already knows what's
Yeah.
happening.
So I wouldn't be surprised if many people just kind of didn't see it for because Sony screwed up.
Maybe, yeah. I still feel bad though, because like it should have made more because
It
it's
should have.
like everyone likes Spider-Man. Like that is
Yeah.
unanimously, in my opinion, everyone. Even now, like that's still
Everyone.
unanimously everyone's
Yeah.
favorite Marvel character.
But for the record, outside of Iron Man 3 and like technically Captain America, no single like solo hero movie
Mhm.
made 1 billion up at that point.
Right.
And I think
Which is rough.
Spider-Man actually made the most of the solo heroes that aren't Iron Man.
Okay.
So
Yeah. That makes me feel better, but still.
yeah. So yeah, it should have made more, but
Mhm.
well. Next, Thor Ragnarok.
Mhm.
Arguably the best of the solo hero
This
movies.
is true. This
Arguably.
is true. Yeah, and people were like, "Wait, Thor movies? I've seen this before. I don't want to do that." But then they're like, Wait,
And
this is
then they added
amazing.
Led Zeppelin, and it was great.
Yes, yeah, Zeppelin and Thor was actually a character that
Hmm.
wasn't terrible. And Loki was also in it and also wasn't terrible.
Hmm.
And everyone was also in it and wasn't terrible. And they had Korg, who was the man. I'm waiting on that Korg standalone movie. I'm telling
Honestly,
you
like
right
have
now.
like a Disney Plus Corrigan, whatever his little bug friend like that.
Oh, what's
There,
his name? Meek, or yeah, is that
something
it?
like that.
Meek, I
Yeah,
think. Yeah, like that Korg, like that. I would watch like a little
I watched
spin-off
that.
series. Like I would totally watch that.
Hmm.
It's just watch just like dumb get some Taco Bell, just watch that. I would, yeah, for sure. Oh my gosh. Okay. I know this one. This one had to make a billion. If this one
Nope,
didn't make a billion, I'll be mad.
nope,
No?
no,
Oh
not
my
quite.
gosh. Seriously?
Yeah,
Why not? Okay. So like
uh,
950 at least?
850, 853.
850. I demand a recount.
Yeah, like 2017, like the end of 2017 was kind of crazy. Like you
Mhm.
had Thor 3, Justice League, uh,
Star Wars.
episode 8.
Yeah.
There was one other like kind of big thing, but like was Creed 2 last year or 17?
I think that was last year.
Okay, so
Let's
but
see.
regardless, there
Get
were a
Out,
lot of just
Wonder
huge
Woman.
movies in late 2017 that
Yeah.
I guess it just kind of didn't.
Logan was in March. I remember
Mm,
that. What else? 2017. Coco.
that was
There's some
also
good movies.
October,
Yeah.
November.
Right. There were some good movies.
Mm.
Lego Batman. Oh, the
I
Baywatch
love that
movie. Oh
movie.
my god.
I love it.
Oh my gosh.
um,
Lego Batman and freaking Baywatch. That was hilarious.
mm.
Oh
Wonder
my
Woman
god.
2 or Wonder Woman
Yeah.
also.
Greatest Showman. That's what I was thinking of.
Oh, right, that movie.
That's the movie everybody was talking about for the longest. I was like, there was some movie everybody was talking about.
That that masterpiece.
Yeah, I mean, like it was like, eh. But I mean, everyone was like, it's a musical. Like
And Hugh
none of it's
Jackman and Zac
accurate.
Efron and Zendaya, like that cast is
That was it.
very good. So
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, the songs were really good. Like I'm not a huge musical guy, but
Mm.
even I was like, okay, I can get down to that. I was like,
53, like though definitely not bad. It maybe it definitely should have done better. Should have done at least a
yeah,
bill, at least.
oh yeah,
But
most
luckily, it did well
disappointed.
enough for them to be like, "Hey, we can continue this. We can continue this style of Thor movie for Thor 4." So
Yes,
great.
which I'm so excited for. I just hope Thor's not fat. I can't
He
deal with
won't be.
fat Thor anymore.
I don't think he will be. Oh,
You
yeah.
say that, but like,
Yeah.
do you?
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see.
Next, Black Panther.
Okay, this one made a lot of money. 'Cause I know for a fact every like not to be racist, but I know for a fact every black person I know saw this movie.
I mean, it came out in
So
Black History
like,
Month, so that kind of helped.
exactly. Which was genius, by the
Mm-hmm.
way. Like, yeah, no, this movie made like we go like 1.3
You want to get a little closer?
or 3.5
4.7, but yeah,
4.7. Okay.
1.347.
Okay, yeah. So like, yeah, this movie because I know this movie because like I saw this movie I think 3 times in
I saw it
theaters
twice in theaters.
myself.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
like everybody was talking about the movie, and I was like, they're
mm,
like, this movie's so great. Like people that didn't watch Marvel movies were talking about this. Like I
yeah.
had coworkers like, yeah, I've never seen a Marvel movie, but Black Panther was great. And I was like,
What?
really? I
Okay.
was like, really? Like it was great, but like I didn't think people that didn't even like this
Yeah,
person didn't even like action movies in general.
yeah. Like after watching it like a year later, it's not like my favorite. I don't even know if it'll make the top
Mhm.
five at this point, but it's still very solid.
Probably not.
Still very
Yeah,
solid.
it's not. Yeah, it's not in my top five, but it's definitely yeah, it's really good, and I like the characters. Like I like exploring Black Panther more because you just see like in Civil War, like okay, this dude looks dope. I can get behind it, and you realize how much cooler it actually is. It
Hmm.
goes into Wakanda and all how insane their tech is. Which if you've never like heard of Black Panther, you had no idea.
Yeah.
'Cause I knew Black Panther had. I knew Wakanda was like this country with like basically someone told. Basically, it was like futuristic technology. That's pretty much what I knew. But I didn't
Mm.
realize it was like, oh yeah, this is why, and
Yeah.
this is all this
Like
stuff.
I knew that the King of Wakanda was technically worth $1 trillion.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Like Black Panther is worth like growing up, you always think, oh yeah, either like Batman, Lex Luthor, or
Batman,
Iron Man
Iron
is like
Man,
the richest man in comics. And
but
then IGN had this
actually,
like tier list of richest characters, and like Lex Luthor has like 20 billion, 1 trillion. Where'd that come
yeah,
from?
I'm like, oh my god, literally, yeah, like Batman, Iron Man, like what it's like, because yeah, they have the most, the most rare metal, and they've got
Mm,
a freaking mountain
they
full
have
of
all of it.
it.
So,
Yeah, they literally, you can sell it for whatever you want.
yeah.
I'll sell this ounce of vibranium for all of your country's money. Okay, I'll take it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing business with you.
Yeah. Also, a part of that was because even before Black Panther had come out, we had seen that Infinity War would take place mostly in Wakanda. At least part
Mhm.
of it would. So that also
Right,
kind of helped. Like you got to see Black
right.
Panther because you got to know what's gonna happen in Infinity War. You just got to know like
Yeah,
how Wakanda is. So
yeah.
that
Even though
that
that didn't
probably
really
helped.
yeah, yeah, it did help with like introducing character and like the supporting cast was really good for that movie
Mm-hmm.
too. Like everyone was like, "Oh, I love Okoye." Oh, and everyone was like, "Oh, sure, he's hilarious," and Killmonger being a really good villain was really helpful. And
Mm-hmm.
everyone was like, "Michael B. Jordan, why do you have to die?" And I'm like, I mean, he did try to kill everyone,
Yeah.
so like, I
Was
would
he
have killed him
right in
too.
a way? But like he wasn't. You didn't really go about it the right way.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, even if he was right, you can't do that. Like, I'm not saying like he's wrong, but you can't just destroy take over the world, even if you are right.
Hmm.
Not okay.
Speaking of Infinity War, Avengers Infinity War.
That yeah, that may wasn't it like two something? I don't remember exactly. I know it was 2 billion,
Mm-hmm.
but like was like 2-1, 2-2,
2.048.
2. Okay, not
So
even two
still
one. Okay,
very good, but like not.
yeah.
It didn't even
Oh
beat
yeah, I mean,
Titanic, but still
yeah.
great.
But ridiculous, yeah, and well deserved, dude. Because
Yeah.
I still think Infinity War, in my opinion, is still I still like that one more than Endgame, even though, because I don't know, I just remember I've never been so hyped going into a movie in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I was so excited for this
Even
movie,
you were
and
more hyped for Infinity War than you were for Endgame.
yes,
Hmm.
I was, because Endgame you kind of knew how it was gonna go. You knew they were gonna be, oh, we're sad. Oh, wait, maybe we can't. And you knew there was gonna be time travel. It wasn't like a surprise. And we can do time travel. You knew that. There's no other way to fix it. And Infinity War,
Yes, like you knew the general plot line, but I feel the things that happen and like the interaction between characters and like
yeah,
especially like the battle at the end, just that
yeah,
movie. Okay,
okay, yeah.
so I have this opinion that Endgame is not really a movie because every single scene in that movie is was crafted in such a way where it's either it's either made specifically for a meme,
Mhm.
it's made solely for fan service, or it's a reference to something. Every
This
single
is
scene is
true.
one of those things.
Or
like especially
like
at, like especially once they like once time travel starts, everything after that is just
it's
meme
a
fan
meme
service
or just
or
that is true.
or a
That is
reference.
true.
So
Which
like
is great.
and that makes me kind of respect it in a way that I like this was these characters' last chance to really shine in everything that
Mhm.
everything they got they put in this movie, like everything you've ever wanted to see these characters do they did, like
This is
obviously
true.
Captain America lifting the Mjolnir, like the
Mhm.
Trinity fighting Thanos, like
Yeah.
uh
Just how
of course like the huge like the portals scene with every single character
yeah, that
ever.
was so. That was okay. I guess that was still the best moment. No, well, I don't know. Like until that moment, I was like, no, nothing will ever top Thor showing up. And then I was like,
Thor showed
oh,
up,
dude,
and
I
also
was
did Valkyrie and Fireman and
yeah,
Drax,
no,
and like
I remember it. And I was
everyone.
like, oh, yeah, I was there, like, oh, like I thought about. It. I was like, this was better because literally everybody showed up, and you knew it was about to go. It was
Yeah,
just like,
and like throughout that entire
oh,
climax, my theater was cheering almost the entire like
yeah,
ever
you couldn't
like
hear anything.
as soon as Captain America lifted Mjolnir, it was just my theater just like I don't usually react super strongly when I'm in movies
Mm-hmm.
because the theater I go to at home like just never pops off at anything. But like I just freaked out, and then like once the portals started opening up and like people started cheering, Spider-Man showed up, and we all just.
Oh my god, no! Like it was great because everyone was yelling, and like like Wong and I'm sure were talking. Like no one had any idea what they were
You don't
saying because everyone was
care.
just and like giant Ant Man. I was like, ah!
just
Like I
just
mean, the
punching
people was
whales out of the sky, just stepping
yeah,
on
dude,
just
it was so sick. I was like, oh my god, just losing your mind, dude.
and then
Like it
Captain
was
Marvel
like that
showing
was
up and just destroying that
yeah.
one ship and just every
Well,
single
that
scene.
one I was just kind of waiting on. I was just like, okay, like we know this is cool. We had tomorrow's got to show up at some point, and I was just
Mm.
like, and I was
There
just
she
like,
is.
okay, very cool. There it is. I was waiting
Mm.
on that. Or like,
Yeah.
yeah, but you're right. There was a lot of fan service going. But back to
Like
Infinity War though.
yeah, yeah,
Oh, go
sorry.
ahead, go ahead. We can talk. We can talk more later. We can talk more later.
But
We got it up.
regardless, Infinity War still does
Mm,
have many
yes.
scenes that are just like obviously the Thor coming back into Wakanda, Iron Man
Yeah,
versus well, really like that title that whole fight on
that
Titan
whole
is just
thing. Yes.
great.
So epic, or like just a little moment of the character, like when Star Lord's doing the portal hop and he like flips him
Mm.
off and jumps into the
Yeah.
portal, and it's like so funny.
Portal,
It's
portal the
just
kick, portal the punch.
oh my god! It's
So you
like
throw another moon
oh
at me, I'm gonna lose it.
yeah, it's like how casual there are about getting wrecked by Thanos. It's like bro, if
Mm.
you do that again,
Yeah.
like just and like when Captain America and them showed up, like just in the middle of like with Vision and Wanda, it was
Mm.
just like standing up. Like
And like
everyone
it
knows what's
played
up, but
like
it's still just like,
you see just a black figure catch that thing and then
oh,
it plays his theme as he walks out just
yeah,
uh
yeah, and the music just going, and you're just like, oh my god, like like the music and like those two movies like made all the scenes. Like it was
yeah.
just like how like you just felt like you feel like you're about to go into battle
Yeah.
too.
And
Like
not to bring up an in game again, but just like the song is called Portals. Like
yeah.
after Thanos breaks his shield, like he gets back up, tightens it, and then it starts playing like kind of like a rendition of Captain America's theme,
Mhm.
but like kind of bringing in a bit of like the original Avengers, like first half of the Avengers theme kind of in there, and then like a bit of
Mhm.
the like the original Marvel logo theme, and then it goes into to like the Avengers theme, and it's
And it
just
gets
oh my gosh, it's
so
so good.
good. Oh yeah, yeah. I remember I was listening to that song, like just like going to class. You just hear like just like rather just like
It's
I
on my
remember
running
Freddie.
playlist. It's there.
Yeah, like like it's just so hype. And just like oh, like it just because the music's like the soundtrack of the Avengers is great, but like when it like it really means something in those moments. It's like this is about to happen. This is what we do. We're about to do this.
Oh
Like
yeah.
this is why we exist. And like or like I remember like in Infinity War, like right before they start fighting, and like when like they take on like Black Panther and Captain America just take off and just
Mm-hmm.
go away for and just
Just
like
start
oh
running.
that was so sick because like you genuinely forgot like oh yeah they were like running with cars in the last movie
Mm-hmm.
like yeah they can do that like you're just running 50 miles an hour casually towards certain death but it's fine
Mm-hmm.
and like oh
Uh,
so many big moments. When Thor shows up and just like I remember screaming. I was like, oh my god. Because like the whole screen goes like it goes like all stormy and dark. I was just like, oh my god.
just
I was
oh wow.
that was some like anime transformation
Uh-huh.
stuff right there. And I was like, bro, what is this? Like
uh,
Thor evolved.
yeah. Moving on from Infinity War to a character who wasn't in Infinity War, Ant Man and the Wasp.
A wasp. That's That's right. Oh, yeah, I forgot that was in there. But, yeah, this one, I I still like I never felt the need to see this in theater. I remember we were talking about, yeah, I might see it, and like, no, it didn't happen.
I saw it
The
in
one
theaters,
was
but my
cool.
brother hates it.
He hates it,
He hates
really?
it. It's not great.
Well, it's not great, but I don't think it's hate worthy. It's just like
Mm,
it's just to hold you over. It's like, it's like when you're ready for dinner, but your mom just says go eat some fruit.
yeah.
Like you don't want to, but you're hungry, so you will. But like it was fine, I guess. Like
Yeah.
I don't know.
So,
The
how much you
loss
think
was
it made?
really cool. I mean, like 800 million.
Lower.
Lower, dang. I was giving the benefit of the doubt because it came after anyone.
Yeah.
What, 607? What?
622.
Dang, that's lower than I thought.
It kind of deserves it.
Yeah,
Another one of those movies where like the entire movie is ruined by the trailers. Like
yeah,
every
that's
single
true.
good action scene has been in the trailer already, so you're just kind of
The
waiting for it to
one,
happen. Like, oh, that giant Pez dispenser. Oh, there it is. Oh, Iron Man, or sorry, Ant Man grew big. There it is. It's like, okay.
Hmm, yeah. I got Wasp running on that knife and then shooting those guys
Oh,
and
look, there
like
it is. Yeah, just literally every single day action scenes. And so,
I like the scene where she's like he's like, wow, I can't believe you finally got lasers for her. It's like, oh, I had them for you too. I'm like, oh I'm like, wait, what? Like, that was
yeah,
funny.
there were some funny moments, but overall, it just was
Yeah.
not. It wasn't the best.
Wasn't great. Yeah.
Captain Marvel,
Captain Marvel. Yeah, this one I know made a good amount of money because everyone's like, "Oh yeah, women empowerment," which I mean, it's
the
fine. Like,
first woman superhero. It's like, yeah, okay.
I'm like, did no one see Wonder Woman? Okay, like I
Or
know that's
Elektra,
DC.
come on.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now that's actually that's we don't talk about that.
Disrespectful, I know.
Disrespect, heresy. How dare you? Yeah, that one. That was like, didn't that like just scrape a billion?
1.128. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Really more than. Dang, more than
Just
that.
slightly. No, Civil War made 1.153.
Oh,
So
okay.
not quite as much as Civil War. So
But like the fact that it's right there is
yeah.
like,
Yeah, and
like this
especially
movie
like
was.
it's been what like 6 months since Captain Marvel. I've kind of soured on it a bit. It's fine, but it's not. It's not.
It's not that.
It's not.
Like once you
Yeah.
understand, like I guess like while I was watching it, I was really interested in like, oh man, how did this happen? How did she get to remember? How? But like once you get it, it becomes a lot less interesting, which I know
Yeah.
isn't fair, but like it doesn't age well.
Not really.
No,
But
it's
oh
kind
well.
of just like, oh, Captain. Like all you get from the movie is, oh, she's really strong. She's
Yeah.
basically an Infinity Stone. Okay,
Okay. Cool.
that'll come in handy in the next movie, and it
And it did.
did for like
It did.
5 minutes,
It did.
and it did. But like I
They
got
made this. They
to
made the scene when Spider-Man's like, I don't know how you're gonna get through all that. Oh, I have help. It made that scene a little weaker because she could get through all that. But it'll
Well,
be one
like you
thing if
don't
like
even.
he pointed like at Thanos, like because Thanos would be probably strong enough to take her on directly, but like
Yeah,
it was just a bunch of goons. It's like I don't. Yeah.
yeah, like, and that's my thing was like, yeah, it's like, oh, yeah, I don't know. They were like, oh yeah, the women thing, but I'm like, okay, like, y'all, she just flew head first
Yeah.
into a giant spaceship. And it exploded, not her.
It would be one
So
thing
like,
if like Nebula or Gamora asked him to do like a one more fu to Thanos. Like I'm going to
mm,
me, I am going to take it and stop Thanos from doing this. But no, it was Captain Marvel, which like it was a fun scene. Her being like got something for me, like it was cool. But like
yeah,
it
it's
it,
just like
it kind of
that.
lessened the A Force moment a little bit. But
Yeah, yeah, because I remember that happening. I was kind of like, I know they're why they're doing this, but
yeah,
like,
and also since
um,
Black Widow already died at that point, she couldn't be a part
right?
of the A Force. It was a little
Yeah,
I guess
been here since
disrespectful, but like I don't know.
been here since 2000, what, 2011, but it's fine.
It's
We'll
fine.
just forget about me.
2010 actually, because she showed Iron Man. Yeah,
Oh yeah, that's right.
2020,
That's right.
Iron Man 2 in 2010.
Yeah, I right too. That's right. But yeah, it was like okay, casual, but
Yeah,
like
it's fine.
nah,
It's
but
fine.
fine. And then Endgame, which is I think it's what is it 2.79? Is that the official number?
796. Yeah.
796. Okay.
I'm shocked it didn't break 3 billion. Like it just
Really?
I like when it started off making two billion in 3 weeks. I think
Right.
less like I think in like 20 days it made
Yeah.
3 billion, 2 billion.
Wasn't it like less than that? Wasn't it like 11 days?
You're right. You're right. Yeah,
Yeah, it
yeah.
was like no time at
Two
all because it
billion
was
in
like
11 days. Yep.
yeah, it was like I
Oh yeah,
remember it was
less
like
than
a
two
week. And it was
weeks.
like,
Less than two
yeah, it was
weeks.
like I remember like a weekend. It was already like 1.5 billion. I was like, bro,
But
that's a, I was like, that's
it,
absurd. Like, granted, it deserved it, but Jesus,
it made 2 billion in a couple of days, and then
yeah,
4 months later, it just kind of didn't go up as like I know that law of diminishing returns exists, and like if you make 2 billion in a couple of days, you're not going to make nearly that much the rest of the time. But like
right.
it's just weird that it. I don't know. I'm just surprised it almost didn't pass Avatar.
Yeah, because like I mean, like it hit a wall hard,
Yeah,
and like which is because like everyone saw it like 3 times, so
yeah,
like that's fair. But like that movie is
it,
legendary. That movie is gonna be legendary.
yeah.
For no reason. Just
it
like
it honestly it deserves the best best movie ever as far as ticket sales go
yeah,
because the culmination of 22 movies like it just it
right. Like they are they put a lot of work into that.
yeah.
And like yeah, it was a really and like you said, like the majority of the movie, like yeah, it's a long movie, but
Mm,
the movie is either a reference or fan service to this, a sweet action scene, both,
mm,
or a meme.
yeah.
Like,
and that's fine. Like that's what this movie should have been, and it was, and it's
right?
great.
It did not. Yeah, I mean, like some of the best scenes in the movie are like for me, like when like Rhodey and Nebula are going to
Yep.
get out of stuff,
Like they're
and
watching
then
him like lip sing to the music
yeah,
that he's badly
no,
singing. It's
with
like,
yeah,
so
no,
he's an
with the
idiot.
yeah,
It's like, yeah.
like when the music fades out, that was like the funniest. Just like that's how everyone sounds singing that song because no one sings that. And it was really cute, kitchen. Like it was just
Love it.
that music, so great, and like yeah, there are things about it that I don't like I don't like I think that the fact that they just like oh Professor Hulk we're just going with that they didn't explain
Yeah.
that at all they just kind of
And
like that was
it
gonna
would have
be
been so perfect for him to put on the gauntlet, absorb all that gamma radiation, and then like Hulk out again just
mm-hmm.
one more time. But
Go especially like right before the biggest fight scene ever
yeah,
like come on I've been so sick
like it
like I
would
know
have been
you just got
awesome for like him to Hulk out and then just punch that other Hulk guy, like the evil Hulk guy, just one
yeah
punch him. That would have been.
one
It was like
punch him into
Ant Man
like
stepping on him was cool enough, but like that.
but it wasn't the same because he like saw it kind of like Ant Man was kind of off screen, so it wasn't the same magnitude. I feel
Yeah,
like if Ant Man had like kicked one of those like whales, like that would have been
yeah.
like I know he punched it, but like he had just like
Just like
like
yes.
like that would have like yeah because like that would have put the whole like exclamation on. It's just some dude, but he happens to be as tall as
Uh-huh.
the Empire State Building.
But yeah, like there are definitely some flaws here and there, but like
Yeah, overall it's so good.
it's very good.
So funny. And like all the so many callbacks, and like it truly rewards the fans.
Mm.
Because like if that's the only Marvel movie you've ever seen, like
Who
it's still
cares? You
good.
don't care
But
what's
like
happening on the screen right now, but like if you've been
no,
there
yeah, like
for years now, like you appreciate
yeah,
every single moment this movie's
exactly. And you're just like, oh my gosh, this is great. And
like
then
especially the elevator scene where like they mirror Winter Soldier and he's like
oh,
as
so
he looks around,
good.
they like verbatim like click their guns and
Yes,
like
it was the
what are
exact
you
same
doing? Oh, I'm
thing.
supposed to take point of this. You don't have jurisdiction. Hail Hydra. It's just oh yes, yes.
Oh my gosh! I'm like, oh, he did the thing. I genuinely thought I'm like we're just gonna like I thought they were just gonna cut to like the door opening and
And
then he was just gonna do
yeah,
the shield thing again. Like, that's
that
what
would
I
have been
thought was
neat.
gonna happen,
But
which would have been
what they did
cool.
was
But like
better
it was
somehow.
yeah, it was so impressive. I was just like, oh, they're gonna do it again. It's gonna be hype. It was like because like the only thing that's different was the costume. That was literally it. Like everything
Yeah.
else was exactly the
Hmm.
same.
And then he fought another guy in the same costumes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
So, last but not least, Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Yeah. I actually have no idea how much this made. I haven't looked into it at all. 'Cause, like, just from if it didn't make a billion, I'd be shocked though. So like, was it like 1.2 billion
1.128.
1.128.
So the
Okay.
same amount as Captain Marvel somehow, which is interesting,
Yeah,
but still very good.
yeah, very good. I like this. Like I rewatched some scenes lately. Like I've seen it one time all the way through,
Hmm.
but I like rewatched some scenes like on YouTube or whatever. Like, and there were some ones I really liked. Like
Yeah.
I like Edith, like the Edith glass, like even in, like just in general. I think that's a cool concept, but also like
Hmm.
even dead, I'm the hero. I'm like that is exactly what Tony was saying.
Uh,
Or like yeah, and like just I. I don't know. Like the only when I think like the whole like Nick Fury being a scroll, like that kind of got on my nerves.
a
Cause
little,
like
yeah.
yeah, cause yeah, I remember saying in the beginning, I was like, what is up with Nick Fury? Like I remember that. 'Cause I'm like, that is not something Nick Fury
He's
would do.
not
Like
he's not acting like Nick Fury should
yeah,
100%. Even Maria
yeah,
Hill was a little weird, but
yeah. Like Maria Hill was okay. No, yo, not the one. No, I said Maria Hill was weird first. That's what I said.
mm,
And then I was like, okay, now Nick Fury is being weird. And I was like, oh my
and
god. And then like yeah,
it wasn't even like their scrolls and that like, oh, someone's impersonating Nick Fury. It was Nick Fury sent Talus to impersonate him. It didn't really like I had actually known going in somehow it was leaked or I was like spoiled going in that Nick Fury wasn't scroll and I'm like, oh, that could actually be pretty interesting. Like this is the last movie of Phase Three. Like scrolls are evil and they're here like impersonating big characters. No, it was just Talus, which like it's fine, but I kind of wish it was. I don't know. They could have done more with that concept.
yeah, yeah. I don't know. And yeah, I know like everyone, I know like a lot of people complain like, oh my gosh, oh it's another Iron Man guy that's the villain. Like, which yeah, that does get
But
used a lot. But they did it in a different way. It was
yeah,
more interesting. It was a lot more like the serious stuff was actually really interesting, and the concept made sense.
yeah,
Because it was like, oh yeah, yeah, I'll pretend to be a superhero, and then everyone, because like in this world, yeah, superheroes are basically treated like gods, so like that makes a lot of sense.
yeah. I'm not sure why Edith wasn't used in Endgame. Like, where was it like finalized after to be like a fail-safe environment? I don't know, but they could have explained that a
Probably,
little better.
but like, yeah. Also, why Peter Parker at like 16? Like, I know he's Spider Man, but like,
Because
you
he's
couldn't have
Spider-Man.
maybe given,
I don't
well,
know.
like, you couldn't have given them the Pepper or like, anyone else that wasn't 16.
Or I don't know.
It made the movie interesting.
It
That's
made the
true.
movie.
Like,
It made the
it did
movie
make
happen, so it was fine.
it did make the movie
But yeah,
happen. This is true. But
yeah, yeah. It was just very interesting looking back on like every single Marvel movie and being like, they didn't start out the best, both
yeah.
critically wise and commercially. But then
Mhm.
like as they got on, as they started getting better and better and better, and just they just started just breaking the bank, and it it was just really interesting seeing the
Yeah.
journey that these movies went on. So
Yeah. And like, I mean, after a certain, after going up a certain point, it's like, okay, anything from this franchise is going to be fire, pretty much. And it pretty much has been lately.
yeah, yeah, like everything outside of Ant Man the Wasp since Civil War has been very good. So
Yeah. Like right in that $1 billion range.
mhm. Like at least 800 some yeah.
Yeah. At least close, if not added, exactly.
But yeah, that was a lot of fun. Now moving on to Nerd Clash. So um in the Pokemon community, there is this debate where it's like one of those things where like it's so ridiculous that like you could clearly argue either side and like it's easy to justify. I just want to see what we come up with this. So this is one of every single Pokemon, and let's just assume the 809 as of Gen 7 versus A billion lions.
Like just regular lions?
Just a billion lions. Just regular lions.
Oh wait, a billion regular lions versus one of every single Pokemon.
Yes. 809 ish Pokemon versus 1 billion lions.
Such an interesting question. I was
I
kind of
know.
guessing.
Like
This is like
the main reason why people argue this is because yes, Pokemon are ridiculous and we'll get into that more. But a billion lions is an
that's a lot of
amount
lions.
that you literally could not fathom. Like that
Yeah.
like a billion lions would individually take up more than the entire continental United States.
That's a lot of lions. Yeah, I'm not realizing how many lions that is.
Yeah. Like there are 330 million people in America.
Right. And then
Uh,
three times that
Three
almost.
times that.
Shit. And like lions specifically,
They're
like
pretty big and
that's a
strong,
pretty yeah. That's a then again,
but Pokemon
every
can get
Pokemon.
ridiculous.
This is that's
Like
what I'm saying. Like there's a lot of like I'm not saying Masida, I'm not saying freaking Magikarp's gonna take it home, but I
but a
mean
Gyarados like
that's what I'm saying. Like something I'm like, okay, well you got a bunch of like water Pokemon and like lions don't really swim, and then you got a bunch of like flying types, and it's like
yeah,
okay, I'm in the
like I think it
air.
would be easiest to assume that this takes place like in a huge open field, kind of like next to water, where like you
Okay.
can kind of, or you know what, let's give the Lions a benefit of the doubt and just say a huge open field, like a field that stretches for miles and miles and miles. That way you can even like cut out some of the water types and it'd be more
Okay.
even.
Well, but think of it this way: can lions can't hit ghost types?
So okay,
So
so
that's
I thought about this.
what I think. So I was like, well, wait a minute.
So we'll assume that this is like standard shonen anime logic, and also we'll assume that any attack attack a lion could use, like stretch, takedown, crunch,
Yeah.
is the type that the Pokemon equivalent would be. Like if they bit a ghost, it would be super effective against that ghost type.
Ah,
Let's just to give the lions the benefit of the
okay.
doubt
Okay.
here.
Okay. That changes the game a little bit. Okay. Because I was thinking, cause I was like, okay, but like, I guess I was like assuming, okay, so every lion attack is a normal type, I guess, because it's a lion, not a
Yeah.
Pokemon.
but
Right?
but at this, even if we give lions the best possible fighting chance,
Like, no.
I don't know if they could beat one Alakazam. I don't know if they could beat one Machamp.
No.
Machamp can
No.
punch 1,000 times a second.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's Pokemon are ridiculous.
Like
And like not to
Arceus,
mention,
the god of all Pokemon, and his like
mhm,
1,000 arms, which he doesn't actually have in game, but like he has in all his
right.
Pokédex
But
entries.
like theoretically.
That's like 1,000 right there, and like up, not even including and like Judgment and hyper other moves that he has.
Yeah, he's very
There's other
just like
god Pokemon. They're like the Matt Cargo is hotter than the surface of the sun, so they can't even like touch him.
oh my god.
Mewtwo is freaking Mewtwo.
Right. Yeah,
Like
other legendary
all these bird Pokemon
Pokemon.
who
Yeah.
already can fly, so
Yeah.
lions can't really
Yeah, exactly. Like yeah,
they like just
legendary
create hurricanes out of nothing. So like,
Zapdos or something like that. Yeah. Yeah.
like
Yeah. Yeah. And like a billion like I feel like that well a billion's a
also
lot though.
like Dragonite can go at Mach 10. So
Yeah, isn't that like the speed of like light or something like that?
that's faster than the speed of flight. Yeah, like,
Yeah, what is up with
I don't
that?
know.
That's like the Flash. That's not even that's unfair.
so like let's just, even if we gave them the best possible fighting chance and said that they only are facing just the Pokemon from Gen 2. There's only 100 new Pokemon in Gen 2. and like there's not stuff that's too ridiculous. Like
Mm-hmm.
the most ridiculous thing you have is Ho-Oh, Macargo, I guess, and like I still feel
No.
like the Pokemon can do it.
Yeah, because like even like rock types, so you have like a lion, like what are they gonna do? Like
You
bite
gotta do it
it?
with
Like
Steelix. Like
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Or like you gotta freaking like yeah. It's like the more I think about it, there's a lot of crazy Pokemon.
like Evil Tall, if it flaps its wings, it can just kill
hmm
things. Does things just die?
Basically casting death. A billion lions.
Dialga and Celebi can just stop time. like I know a billion is a huge number.
But it would take a while, but
It would
yeah,
take a
eventually
long
though.
time, and like Pokemon like Sunkern, even like Tyrogue, like Magikarp, Mareep, like these things, these like
Mhm.
lower stage Pokemon would just get wiped out instantly. But like that'd still be well over 400 very capable Pokemon that can just
Yeah.
they can hold their own against a couple thousand at least.
Yeah. I mean, you can't like yeah, you cast like toxic or something. They're just like
yeah, Gardevoir can
yeah,
just make a black hole.
yeah. Well, yeah.
This would be a problem for a lion.
No, they'll figure it out because I mean, yeah, 800 something Pokemon. Yeah, 'cause that's a lot of powerful moves and like
Mm,
just Mega Drain some or just
Blizzard, Heat
yeah,
Wave, like Hyper Beam, like
yeah.
Hurricane. If we're not including Z moves or Mega Evolutions, like we don't even include those, like
You don't even
still
need it.
crazy stuff.
Hyper V. It's like what? Oh no.
So yeah, like
Thunder.
yeah, Billion Lions would definitely take a while, but I
It would
don't
take
see
a long time, but no lion, because no lion's that strong.
no like lions. If even if we made it like a billion elephants or hippos or like something that's like a little even like more capable, I don't think I don't like there are Pokemon like Tyranitar who can just walk through a mountain.
Mhm.
like they literally have to change the maps every time a Tyranitar goes on Rampage. I don't think an
Oh my
elephant would
god.
stand much of a chance.
Oh my god. No. Oh my gosh.
So yeah,
It's like a yeah, and like a Snorlax isn't like a Snorlax like 1,000 pounds or something like this.
it's like a little over 1,000 pounds. Yeah,
Yeah, like you just kind of just like,
it's kind of
like
little.
lay on like
Yeah,
destroy a
there's
little
the
lion.
lines just kind of bounce off it. you can really do
Yeah.
anything.
Snorlax wakes up. What headbutt?
Bam!
Bang.
It's like earthquake and just it's too
Body
much.
slam. No, not body slam.
just jump up and just crush. Just yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm pretty
So
sure Pokemon won this.
yeah, or like you have like Dig Trio just underground doing dig all the
Mm.
time.
Like people, there are actually some people on Twitter who are like trying to argue for a billion lions, and like
Billy, I mean, like I can see because like a billion is a
it's a big
lot
number.
of
But like an
lions.
Alakazam could just lift them up into space, just
Yeah,
all of them at
true.
once. If you wanted
Yeah,
to.
and if you hit them with confusion, they'll start hitting other lions.
Yeah.
Hmm. There's an idea.
Mhm.
There's an idea.
So yeah, Pokemon won this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. One of each Pokemon. Yeah.
Mhm. So, yeah. Yeah. Is there anything else from this week you want to bring up or discuss?
I believe that is all for the. I'm not. No, I don't think so. I didn't think. There's not a lot of. Yeah, like you said, there wasn't too much going on this week.
Yeah, which is fine. I'm good. I don't need anything else happening right now.
I'm busy. It's fine.
yeah. And with that, we'll see you all next time.
Take care.